Hi, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching my YouTube channel where we play amazing tabletop role-playing games with friends. This, as you can see from the cast, is the Intercontinental Group of Awesome, so named because they're awesome. And we straddle two different continents. We have a giant pond in the middle of us. There are folks in Europe and folks in the United States, and we get together on Sundays to play different games, often indie and small press stuff, but sometimes we'll dip our toe near the trad. We are playing a game series called Vagabonds of Xcrawl, which is a cool mashup from the brain of Jen Kitzman, where she's taken the Vagabonds of Dyfed, which is a World of Dungeons expansion, and used that to emulate and add and bolted on some other cool like worldwide wrestling mechanics and the like, the bunch of custom moves in order to play through the old-timey setting of Xcrawl. I say old-timey because it's literally been around for decades. Xcrawl is the idea of a fantastical 1980s American empire where the entertainment in part is extreme dungeon crawling, and that there are fantastical races, which I always think of as species, but I'm using the D&D nomenclature, who exist in a reimagined America. We have completed the Smoky Mountain Crawl, the inaugural, very first time, and then we're going back in just when we thought we were out. It pulled us back in. So with all of that blathering on and monologuing, I think I should hand it to the true GM, Jen, GM or MC? What is your, I can't remember the term that you prefer.
DJ, it's Dungeon Judge.
Every time, Dungeon Judge. Let me hand it to the Dungeon Judge. Jen, you have the calm.
All right. Well, I'm going to demand that people introduce themselves and their characters. And I'm going to start with Sabine. Introduce yourself and who you are playing.
Hi, my name is Sabine. I'm playing Gildor and Glorion, son of game show host Yondaril and Glorion. Not that that's important in any way. Gildor is his own person, right? He's not just the son of his father. He had a not very successful yoga show, which might have been due to the influence of his father, and that ended when he had some altercation, let's say, or misunderstanding with his producer. And now he's joined Xcrawl to, well, A, raise money, and B, just kind of promote his own idea because he wants to host kind of a yoga fighting school. That is his thing. He developed this fighting technique, and he wants to teach other people and ideally make some money while doing so. And even more ideal, stick it to his dad. I mean, no, not that that's important. That is not important. He has also recently developed kind of a crush on Philip Griffin, team member, and they are, after we survive this, they are slated to go out for a coffee, and we'll see what happens there.
Oh, I'm so glad to have that brought back up. I remember that moment. Charming. Thank you, Sabine. Next up, Alex. Tell us who you are, who you're playing.
I'm Alex, I use he, him, and I'm playing Debs, she, her, and she is a half orc and matchmaker.
Just nudging people together.
Yeah, no, yeah. She's you know, a little bit a different direction from a normal half orc. I mean, her dad is very traditional half orc, but she is much more bubbly and yeah, she did weightlifting, cheer, hammer throw in school, and now is taking up the family tradition of Xcrawl.
Excellent, excellent. I'm sure that she is doing her family quite proud. Thank you, Alex. Next up, Tyler. Who are you? Who are you playing?
There, I'm Tyler, he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Dominic Little Big Man Stubbins, a small folk bard who is kind of a on screen a white hat hero, but I think we've learned that even in his personal life, he's not so bad, but he is very interested in rising above just simple Xcrawl fame and instead becoming a big international megastar.
Well, if you can make it to Division 1, then you will be an international megastar. So, you know, it's the difference between playing college basketball and being in the Chicago Bulls, right? In the 90s, at least. But thank you so much, Tyler. And lastly, Rich, tell us who you're playing. We know who you are.
You bet. I am playing Philip Griffin Nearly, our token human wizard, who has a wiry little Van Dyke going on and a pair of spectacles. He also has a wonderful little familiar named Urfel J. Offengoof, who he adores, as he's often told his fellow teammates and any interviewers who ask. He's a graduate magna cum laude of the Long Island's Wizards Academy, and he's very interested in someday becoming a DJ, a dungeon judge himself. So this is a real opportunity to make sure that there's a DJ who looks on us fondly.
It could definitely be a boost to your potential future career. Thank you so much, Rich.
Except if we get caught, then the league will probably destroy us.
Oh, absolutely. You'll be barred from Xcrawl for life.
Yep. No stakes here. Small stakes.
No stakes at all. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Speaking of everything being fine, when we last saw our heroes in this adventure, this totally legal, perfectly safe adventure, you were in the now partially collapsed and barricaded and grimed up utility tunnels that the dungeon staff used to use to safely zip from dungeon room to dungeon room through the no-go doors and do maintenance. Sabine, I see a note from you saying, you think Gildor missed the part about being barred.
Pretty sure he missed that.
That it wasn't stated openly, but it is definitely a potential issue if you are caught doing something dubiously legal. But you know what? Maybe if this goes really well and you get caught, you're just heroes of the empire.
We'll see. I guess if
It's
it
kind
goes
of on a knife's edge, you know?
if it goes horribly wrong, he will be badly surprised and very sad about it. But yoga teaches the ups and downs of lives are just hills in our way, on our way to the eventual goal, of which is nirvana. And no, wait, sorry, I'm getting confused here.
Life is definitely a series of up dogs and down dogs, just like in yoga. But inside of the tunnels where you've been infiltrating, seeing orc graffiti and other signs that maybe this incursion is particularly motivated one way or another from the Underdark, or at least one of the factions locally, you heard some wailing, some shrieking, and some ghostly limbs, and then ghostly bodies, and then ghostly faces. Probably not in that order, actually, but ghosts, you're surrounded by them. They look like tattered old miners. They've got the helmets, some of them. They look grubby. Their clothes are torn, hanging off of their bodies in strange ways, but you know, their bodies are also kind of skeletal, spectral. Some of them have pickaxes hanging off of a belt or held kind of loosely in hand, you know, in a spooky dead person way. And it looks like they're coming for you, grasping enviously for your lives. So who do we think has sort of the pole position here? Who wants to jump into this madness first?
I think Deb said she was, but I think she is now backing up and kind of Griff.
Griffin, you've been to college. You know what to do when there's ghosts, right?
Yeah, get out of the way. Leave the area. Neither of those are options. All right. I think I'm gonna try to find a spell, and I'm opening up my little spell book, which is slightly charred, trying to find something. I don't know. I'm not really built for going against ghosts, I don't think. Yeah, this is gonna be rough.
So it sounds like you're trying to. Are you trying to put together a spell to handle the ghosts? Or
Of course I am. That's my answer to everything. I'd like to find a spell to get rid of the ghosts. Although my adept techniques are transferring heat, a hand of force, and an inaudible whisper. So I'm gonna have to figure something out.
those spells, I'll give you this one for free. Those spells probably don't exorcise ghosts. Now, perhaps you'll be plumbing your knowledge for a ritual that you can perform or some other piece of the puzzle here. But
Sounds
absolutely, good. I'm cool with that roll happening. So
okay,
let's get started. What would you like to bring into your roll as tags?
all right. I believe that I am using the approach of find a spell to solve the problem.
Sure.
And I am a graduate from magna cum laude, long wisdom. Yeah, so that one.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know if I have anything surprisingly clever. No, I don't feel like I'm being surprisingly. Yeah, that's it. I think I've got 2 tags I'm bringing in.
All right. Then let's see your roll.
That is an 8.
All right. So there weren't ghosts in other parts of the dungeon last time you were here. You would have noticed. It's something that you notice.
These ghosts weren't here before.
And you know that ghosts or wights or other spirits tend to be bound in place, either via ritual or via objects that hold a certain amount of powerful animus, right? Mm-hmm. From the spirits in their lives. But sometimes spirits can be summoned, can be sort of coalesced from attachment that was not as powerful as a real haunting, right? There's some necromantic rituals that you certainly didn't learn anything about because it's extremely cordoned off, but you learned about a bunch of stuff sort of outside of them. So you suspect that either there were sigils inside of the dungeon itself keeping ghosts out, which is a bad solution if that's the case, or some kind of ritual was performed to fill this tunnel with ghosts. And now you need to figure out how to damage or reverse the ritual.
Oh.
And that might take some looking around.
They might have a necromancer among them because this isn't natural and it wasn't here before. Look for anything that's a little different. Maybe there's an item holding them here or someone.
I think that when Deb steps back and Griffin is doing his, I'm thinking about this. I mean, these are ghosts, they're immaterial, right? Okay, but they still have visual, they can still see things, right? So
Mhm.
they might potentially be hypnotized because I can sort of do that with the right amount of yoga. I can distract or capture my opponents in sort of a hypnotism that will kind of distract them, at least until somebody can find a better solution. So that is what I would try to do here, because I need to protect the others while they're thinking about coming up with a solution. I'm not good at thinking, but I might be good at distracting, right? Right? Yeah.
Right. Let's give this a shot. Let's see
Yeah.
what you can do here.
I mean, I can flow like the water and rush like the wind. That is very hypnotic, I
Yeah.
think. And I think I didn't expect to like them, but I do, and I need to protect. I guess I need to do that for them, right? My team.
For sure.
Okay, so I will then start off my signature move, which is the thing that was referencing. And I do a backflip and assume the cobra stance in front of those ghosts. Yeah, it looks exactly as posy as that. And then I will start moving my arms around and stuff like that. And just to kind of try to draw them into the movement that I'm making. And I'm a yoga instructor. I used to be a yoga instructor. I will try to motivate them to move along with that. Right?
Sure.
Because
sure.
they're ghosts, but they still have hate maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know what? I think no, that's not there anymore. Okay, so I'm rolling with +2. That's fine. Oh, I have to use dice for this, right?
You do have to use.
I always forget the dice. Oh, it's a 6. Can we spend some teamwork here, please? I don't
We
want
don't
to
know how much.
Yeah, it's going to be tight, but how do folks help Gildor? And who does? Who pitches it?
I would poke at the ghosts with the end of my hammer, kind of tentatively. I don't know if that keeps them.
Could you use?
I don't know. Actually, I don't know if you want them to be distracted from you at this moment.
You could use the lamp we are carrying to kind of help with the lighting here.
I suppose I could whip down my saxophone and begin playing a nice musical accompaniment.
Oh, yeah. I was hoping that you'd do that. Yes. Okay. That is fantastic.
All right. Well, we've got some descriptions of Deb's trying some things, confusedly trying to back Gildor's play, and we've got Dominique breaking out the sax. You brought your saxophone. I'm so happy.
So I guess I'm kind of doing it.
So you are kind of doing it. You are you have a white who is paying close. Sorry, Dominic. You have a white who is paying close attention and sort of, wobbling in tune with you. When you stop, this white will definitely become hostile again.
I assume so, but I won't stop for now.
Okay, cool. So you've got to stick with that. If you want to react to something that happens somewhere else, you're going to break the spell. And that is sort of my partial success consequence for you. Awesome. In that case, that's 2 of you getting an action in. Dominique, what you doing?
Dominic,
God damn it. I mean, kittens.
Well, I'm playing a bit of the sax there to a slow, mournful, I imagine, wail to go along with this to hopefully be in their type. but I'm trying to look around to see what Griff has told us, might be out of place. I'm, sort of moving about to see if there are any sort of writing or sigil or any sort of like thingy that they seem to be attached to that is here. At least give it a look.
All right, let's put that to a roll.
All right, let's see here. I'd say the mean streets of Brentwood, living off my wits. That's sort of, this is a wits thing.
Sure. And you know what? There's plenty of rubble and crud.
Cool. And I think that might be my only one, though. So, plus
All right.
1.
Here we go.
Oh, roller, it's not being fun. That's a 4.
Ooh, that's harsh. That's rough. All right. Well, we're gonna put that aside. So, you're saxophoning. One white has in particular found you and decided that you are their huckleberry.
Oh dear.
And as you're sort of trying to, they're all slow, but they're inexorable. And, you duck behind some rubble to sort of look over here instead. And it just phases through it, not caring at all. And you think that you've just about found something. There's some glow beneath some of just the crumbling brick, right? And as you reach out to start moving some stuff aside and confirm or deny it, you feel 4 icy fingers just raking into your back. So that is 2 damage, AP 1.
Okie
And you are being drained for hit points. So now that you have been hit, you're going to lose 1 hit point a round until you are somehow cured.
All righty.
Made a nice little note for myself. And hopefully I will look at it when I need to. That is your action, Debs.
This glow, is this something that only Dominic has seen, or is this
You're privy. I think you can be privy to this if you like. Yeah.
Griffin, there's a glow here. Smash or diffuse. And I'm like,
Smash.
I will just hit the area of rubble with my hammer.
All right. Let's put together an
Clarification.
attack roll.
Deb smash, exactly. After confirming. Okay, let's remember how to do these things. Well, I feel like Dad, because I'm doing a dad thing.
Your dad would totally have done this.
And I'm feeling the kind of
like there
internal sigh.
There are video compilations of your dad and his old team, and somebody be like,
oh yeah, I mean there's VHS of sorry, I just have to remember my dad's name.
Gore
1-2 smash.
Yep. And it's just like, Gore, get it. Gore. And
Oh no, it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 smash. Sorry. That's the title of the VHS.
Yep.
So that. I'm big and cute as bun with my smashing. There we go. 2.
All right, let's roll it. by the way, guys, this session I am going to start using, I swear, opposing tags to eat away at your pools. However, that wouldn't help me, I guess, very much in light of a roll of 13.
Yep.
You crush it. You don't even like bother to knock anything aside first. You're just like, I see the slight glow, and I blast through this crumbled brick, through a significant portion of the floor. The sigil is completely broken. The glow fades out. And with a success like that, I think that it's going to unsummon one of the whites just straight up.
Did I get rid of the
However, just from the GM to the players, do not expect that to be the result of every sigil wipe. But a 13 warrants a little bit extra.
So one sigil per.
That seems to be the case. That's the math.
Yeah.
So we're going to return our attention to Philip. Definitely a white has decided to be your buddy. There's still one white being hypnotized persistently by Gildor. There's one that has raked into Dominic, and I'm just going to try to start calling him Dom. I think that might help. It'll make me think of Fast and Furious, but whatever. There's one that's raked into Dom.
Family. This team's a family.
That's right. And also magical flying cars, but not, too magical, not so magical that you sell it on that and market for magic. But that white seems to be focused on Dom and not willing to change its attention. So that leaves you or Debs for the last target, and I think that you are going to be the last target. One of them is, in fact, coming right for you. What do you do?
I think I just want to get out of the way and try to get over to where Deb is. I'm fully focused on the magical solution, not hacking and slashing ghosts, but there is one that's interposed itself. So I'll try to.
So are you just trying to get away, or are you
just trying to get away?
Okay.
Just trying to get away. I'll focus wholly on that, and then I can get over to the sigils and start destroying those. That's my plan.
Well, you've only found one.
There isn't a string of those. I see.
Yep.
Yeah.
That
stinks.
Yep, that seems to be a 1-for-1 thing. They're not all in the same location.
Oh crap. Then I'd like to continue to scour around. Perhaps I can read the room while dodging out of the way of this ghost. I don't know. That seems like two things I'm trying to do that aren't at all related to each other.
So you can get both results, but you're going to need a 13 plus.
Oh, geez, that's not possible. I will work on, but if I keep dodging, then I'm never going to figure out the solution. That really looked like it hurt Dom. The little big man's in some trouble, and I don't have any. Do I think that my magic won't impact these ghosts at all, or that just I wouldn't be able to dispel them?
You wouldn't be able to dispel them. Once again, to peel back the curtain a little bit and show you the mechanical challenge that you're under, and not just the fictional one. These guys, these whites, can be hurt, but they can't be killed until their sigils are gone.
I see.
So if you knock one out by just doing corporeal damage to
It'll
it,
come back.
it'll be back the next round.
Oh, geez, that is fast. Okay.
But
Thank you for that
yeah,
clarification.
it'll lose an action. It'll still be, stunned because come on, you killed it. It can't
Okay.
it can't immediately just be full fat whites flying around. But yeah, that's only holy magic or wiping out their sigil will kill them permanently.
Okay. Okay. Then, with that in mind, and knowing full well that I am not the best dodger, don't even like the team, I will use my hand of force to shove the ghost back to try to buy myself some time to look around for the next sigil.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. I think I know I'm using a technique, and I think I am going to try to use Urfel to help me out, because the ghost maybe can't discern. So I toss Urfel this way, and I'm using him as a tag to try to distract the ghost so I can get the drop on it. And I guess I don't have anything else other than your standard finding a spell and being the magna cum laude, but I just use those. So what do we think? Is that just a one modifier?
I'm going to give you just a one modifier because these whites have spirit sight. So they see your soul.
We know that Urfel has a very bright, vibrant, and powerful soul. Dang it.
That's true.
Oh, that is a mere 8.
All right. So I'm going to put it to you. What do you want to prioritize, facts or avoidance?
I think I'll take a hit in order
All
to
right.
try to find another sigil.
All right. So you push the white back a little bit, and Urfel, you tossed him. And I understand that you wouldn't toss him in any way, shape, or form that would do a bad thing to him. And if you toss
We've practiced this.
You've practiced this, you've trained. I don't want to be I'm asking if you've tossed your pet, and for you to be immediately no, not in a bad way. I get it. I get it.
Okay, good, because my signature move is throwing him at people, so I felt confident that was okay.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's fine. So you toss Urfel ahead, and he scrambles around, and because he's a tiny little ferret, he can sort of weave in and out of different parts of the rubble in these utility tunnels, and then pretty quickly he squeaks quite urgently at you up ahead, unfortunately closer to the white than you currently are. And as you're trying to dodge and weave and find what Urfel is squeaking about, you get whited. You get clawed at. I think this time it's, a spectral pickaxe just thudding into a leg or an arm, but then sort of pulling out. And it's like your soul is bleeding through it in a spooky way. So that's 2 damage, AP 1, and now draining.
Oof. Okay.
Gildor.
I have no armor, so it's all.
It all goes in. It all hurts.
Hell no. I can't go to have a coffee with him if he's killed.
You can't.
Oh, not really. But I can close my earbud apparently. So that's not great. But okay then. I think these things are corporeal enough to be hit. Is that what I understand?
That is correct. They are corporeal enough to be hit.
Okay, and one of them is occupied with Dominic, and one was Philip, and one was stunned by me. One is gone, and the last one, there were 5, right?
There were
there
4.
4, wow. Okay.
One for the
That's-
each of you.
Oh, nice. Okay, great. So I will leave my friend here who's hypnotized because, come on, yeah, I need to save Philip because, right? He's just a magician, and also we need him more than my expertise. So I will do a backflip again because backflips are awesome, and stand in front of the ghost that attacked him, and go to see if I can paralyze it a little. Because I mean, chi is chi, and then something animates these things. So
Sure.
if yoga can just redistribute chi in a living body, should be able to distribute chi in a non-living body, right? Sure.
Sure.
I have no idea what I'm doing, but I think that I'm starting to learn that is actually not the worst thing not to know what you're doing. You don't always have to know what you're doing. Yeah, I will flow like the water, rush like the wind, and then I think, well, you know what? Gravity is more suggestion anyway, right? Because
I don't know. It sounds like you're trying to do something chi and not gravity
yeah,
defying.
true. But I want to open my own fighting yoga school. So
There you go. Okay.
So I think that is helpful here. So
All right. Let's see the roll.
okay, come on. Yeah, it's an 8.
Fun. All right.
I think we have a different idea about fun. You and Gildor, me, I am having fun.
Good. Let's see. So you're going to deal the lowest d6 plus any modifiers. So that is only 1, but you know what? It's better than nothing.
And also they have the paralyzed tag now.
Yes. All right, cool. Sorry, I had a tabs and tabs moment. So we're gonna- And you're paralyzing the one that's messing with Philip?
Yeah, and I love the ghostly laugh we hear in the background. That's very
Yes,
on point.
That's my roomie. Cool. So they have taken a damage. They have the paralyzed tag, which is something that you can tag in if you're messing with it. You swipe sort of deep into it, and yeah, there's key here. You can feel it, and you can disrupt it, and it spasms. It does lash out and hit you for that same 2 damage, AP1, draining.
And draining means that I will continue to lose 2 hit points each round, right?
It means that you will lose 1 hit point each round.
That I can, I can do this all. Well, I can
You
do
can-
this
you
for
can
the
take
next
it.
10 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, you can take that for a bit. It's
Yeah,
fine. It's okay. Everything's
Yeah.
fine.
Everything's great.
Everything's-
And it will leave Philip alone now.
Dom, what you up to? Looks like Gildor has dispensed with the hypnosis for now, and is wading into the fight and protecting Philip. Looks like Philip's on his way to another sigil, and you are still on the menu for
Engaged with 1,
and white.
and Debs has 1. No, there's 1 coming off of hypnosis, 1 that is paralyzed, 1 that is on me.
Yep.
All right. Then I suppose I am going to attempt to maneuver in such a way that I am attracting the attention of the one that got unhypnotized as well as mine. It's better for them to concentrate on one so everybody can get rid of these sickles. So primarily, I'm running from cover to cover and trying to attract their attention, getting close to them and, hey, over here, and jumping away. And I'm doing I'm doing altogether dodging while trying to attract their attention.
All right. So trying to get that final white to wake up and pay attention to you while avoiding some blows. I like it. Let's get the roll together.
All righty. I think this is No Nuts, No Glory. And it seems like I'm helping out my folks with a white hat baby face. And as I'm jumping around, I'm going, oh, that wasn't even close. Come on now, show some spirit. And do my snappy banter.
All right, cool.
So +3.
All right.
One question, would your signature move apply here?
For me moving a short distance, I don't know if it would have done so well to get them to follow me.
Or you could do the allies caught in your move, gain inspire attack. Or
I
something.
could, but I didn't, and instead rolled a die on my die.
Fine.
I'd already rolled before you suggested, or
Okay.
that might have been a good idea.
All right. Is this your roll?
Yes, 9.
Okay, so you got a 9. Cool. So you definitely get the recently relaxed from hypnosis one to pay attention to you. It's still sort of coming out of the wobble, so it's not going to attack you this round. However, the other one sure is, which means that it'll hit you for 2 AP1. You can't be drained more than once.
Okay.
So you're going to take a total of 3 damage this round.
But I am dodging around using cover, which gives me an extra armor. So I took 1 and -1 for the training.
All right, excellent. Very good. Then Debs.
So we got some distracted by Dominic. We got 2 of them.
Yep, Dominic has 2 on them. One of them is focused very, very intently on Philip, but it's just been key jabbed and sort of paralyzed by Gildor. I should point out that paralyzed doesn't mean that it won't move and won't attack. It just means that it has an additional tag that will be easy to exploit on your behalf. And if it takes a paralysis tag a second time, I think that's when it can't move.
Oh, cool.
So that's what's happening right now.
Okay.
Kind of looks like Urfel has found another sigil, but it's a bit distant from you. You might have to do some maneuvering if you want to get there first, or maybe you want to try
I feel
to.
like,
Yeah.
I mean, how sturdy these sigils look at a glance.
You didn't really see the first one, and you don't see the other one either, and you don't have any others that you're aware of in your line of sight.
Okay. I think I got to.
If you want to like dig under the rubble and take a closer look at the sigil that you smashed, you can. You wouldn't even have any white attention focused on you. You could practice. I won't even make you roll.
Ooh.
But it'll be the only thing that you do. This round.
I feel like Dominic could do with a hand. Now he's got these 2 on him. So I think I know Urfel Bevel's got this. I'm stepping in behind those two whites that are kind of moving in on Dominic and taking a swing to kind of just.
Dom, this huge shape looms above you, but it's Debs.
Mind if I join you?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
I swing with all my might to kind of, I don't know if it's going to just go through like a cloud of smoke or what, but.
Why hold back?
Big sister and in the Shadow of Giants, I've been,
Tell me about a time when one of your parents was up against a foe like this. Typically, ghosts and the undead are popular with the fans, but tricky to insert into dungeon crawls because of the rules and laws.
Yeah.
But some exceptions get made. So tell me about it with that in mind.
I think this is actually more interesting for the background politics of it, because I think this was when my parents were starting to actually, I think it was becoming more obvious that there was something happening between them to the public. And I think the bringing out the undead, the ghosts and stuff was more of a punitive measure, kind of, than a showbiz gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was that as well, but
of course
there was the politics behind it.
Oh, that's rough. That's real gross.
Yeah.
How dare they? So, all right, cool. That I think that gives you a solid +2.
No, I just added to extra dice to already roll. Okay.
Yeah, you can't roll 46. Ooh, a 10. Excellent.
Nice.
With a 10, you get to deal the lowest d6. Your enemy deals their damage with no modifier. That's good. So, what is your lowest die? 3. All right. What's on that? You bring the hammer down just through the body of this white, and it's a pretty different feeling, but there is resistance. There's definitely enough resistance that you don't put yourself on your butt by swinging this hard.
Yeah.
But the white doesn't get tossed around by it. Instead, it's like pushing the hammer through a really thick cloud, and some of the mist in that cloud doesn't really come back.
Yeah.
It looks pretty messed up by what you've just done. So that's at least reassuring. But it does get to swipe back at you for 1 damage, grasping cold, AP 1.
And am I now?
You are now under the drain conditions.
Ugh.
Yeah, where did it poke you? It feels very cold.
The
Side
across the midriff.
Across the midriff. Oh. If you show people your tummy all the time, then somebody's going to want to poke it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's the way of the world, Debs.
Well, not many people are the right height to hit me above the midriff. So.
Yeah. Plus, it's a good temptation because your hammer's right here, your chin's right there. Bam. Anyway, Philip, Gildor has intervened on your behalf. So it looks like the white is still exclusively focused on you. They're very single-minded, but it is moving differently. There's the smoothness out of the flowing, inexorable way that it moves is gone. What do
Cool.
you do?
Well, first, since I have draining and this appears to be a new round, I'll draw down one more hit point.
Thank you.
Not that I want to, but that's how it works. Has the second sigil that Urfel discovered, has anybody else seen it, done something with it?
Not yet.
Didn't think so.
Urfel is still loyally standing guard over it.
Nice.
Yeah, and
yeah, then I'll say
you can definitely see it by now. There's
Mhm.
been, I assume that there's a little bit of time flow, and you can see it. It's
Scrambling
glowing this
around,
sort of
trying to
this
get
sort
out of the
of
way.
dull, sickly, kind of greenish glow.
Is Dom, are you free that if I drew your attention to it, you might be able to scoot away and take it out?
Possibly. Debs is over here with me and two ickies.
So basically, Deb can take two and free you up.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome. I scream out, Dom, another sigil by Urfel. And then I'm going to try
And Urfel like waves very urgently. You don't want to deal with it yourself. What are you
I'm
doing?
going to shove back the ghost, and me and Gildor, we're going to team up and take this ghost down.
Okay, all right,
That's my hope.
cool.
So I don't want it to turn and hurt Gildor. I'm going to use Hand of Force, and
right.
this is the spell I'm using to solve a problem, and drawing upon all of the force spells I learned at Wizards Academy.
So would you say that this is sort of an exam?
It's like an exam, yeah, I guess.
You're certainly being tested.
I am being tested.
Also use the paralyzed tag, I think.
Yeah, I'll use the paralyzed tag. Honestly, let's have you roll with a +3, keeping in mind that the paralyzed tag is in play. But I think finding a spell to solve the problem's on cooldown for a minute.
Okay. All right, so total modifier of 3 then? All right,
Yep.
let's go. That is an
That's real good.
11. Hey.
That's good. That's good. So you're trying to push it away. You're not really trying to hurt it, are you?
I mean, if I could push it with enough force to crush it a little bit, that'd probably be more beneficial than just nudging a floating
So
ghost
you're
away.
using this as an attack. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that is an 11. You're going to do 3 damage to it. It's poof, and it gets slightly less visible, corporeal, not in a way that would benefit it, but you make it less substantial for certain. It does manage to get a little 1 damage swipe in at you.
Can I take that 1 damage, because I was trying to protect Philip, actually?
Yeah.
Because then, okay.
Yep, done.
You're a hero.
Gildor's being a big damn hero. I want to encourage these things because it's dramatic. So delightful. With that done, Gildor.
So ghosty is incorporealated, I guess. That's not a word,
It's
but
more-
you know what I mean.
It's been pushed away, so you have some good maneuvering room if you want.
Cool.
It's been
Okay.
damaged, but
Okay.
it's not an effect that like makes it harder to see, makes it harder to hit. I'm just describing
Okay.
flavor wise how
But
it
it's-
looks when these things take damage because they don't bleed or go, ow, my bits.
But it's a good way away from Philip, so that maybe I could do something else, right?
It
Besides
looks like
protecting
it's
him.
still absolutely focused on Philip.
Oh, okay. Instead, that case, I will stay there, and you know what? I'll just go and hit it. Like that's possible. It's kind of paralyzed still. I try to hit it. Well, where it would hurt someone. I mean, she has to be focused somewhere, and it's usually focused around here, the torso. So I'll hit it there and see what's going to shake up, right?
Sure.
Because because I want to open my own fighting yoga school, you know, and to do that I have to absolutely know about these chi flows. And I think I'm still trying. I'm still liking my team. So
Sure,
I'm rolling plus
sure.
2. Do I get to roll with attack paralyzed? Or is
Yes,
that a one?
yes.
Oh,
Add
wow.
paralyzed as a benefit for you attacking
Ooh, wow.
this critter who is not doing so hot.
Mhm. Spelling. Roll. Come on. Oh, it's a 9. And it's 2. The highest is 2.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm losing another. No, I already I already lowered it by 1. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I took 1 hit and then I was drained and then I'm at 14. No, that's fine. Okay.
Okay. So you did 2 damage to it, you said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna say that it dissipates for now. So you've
That's
loosened-
yoga, baby.
That's yoga, baby. Oh man, I'd make you a grandstand roll for that if there were a crowd watching you. Lovely.
I kind of
All right.
can't help it.
Let's see. I think we're gonna do Dom's action, then Debs's action, and then a bio break. Because I'm getting thirsty. So Dom, what you up to?
All right. So having had the rune pointed out to me, I'm going to look up at Debs and say, "Cover me," as I step back, do a little twirl around Deb's legs, and jump up into a bit of a somersault and begin moving to try and get over to it. And I am hitting my signature move on this one.
Nice.
And let's see.
You point highward. You hit a high point skyward. You hit a high note.
Yep. Do my little twirl. And I think there's fighting flashy and heroing with style. That seems to fit. And maybe little man, big smile.
Sure, I like that.
All right. That's +2. Can I use a team pool beforehand?
Yes.
Yes. Debs, you've given me a hand here, covering me.
Yeah, you get a sure thing, sweetie. Let you do your twirling.
All right.
It will be your dance pole.
Marvelous. So rolling. Yay, that's an 11.
Nice. Very good. So you've rolled your signature move with an 11. You get to
Excellent.
choose 2.
I
One of your
will.
signature moves happens. Nobody in your team is left exposed by your theatrics. Take +1 to grandstanding. Doesn't really matter.
Yes, let's see here. I think I'm going to one of my signature moves happens and nobody on the team's left exposed. I would have loved to have gotten in the second power, but I didn't.
All right. What move option you're rocking?
I'm doing my move a short distance away
All right.
to appear over where the rune is.
All right, so you have moved yourself out of the attack range of the two whites that are focused very intently on you, and you are hovering over the sigil. Once you're in position, it's quite easy to see from the angle that you're at, but from the angle that you were at, probably wouldn't have happened. And Urfel, of course, proudly goes, check it out, and tries to help by pushing some stuff out of the way.
Nice.
So that is that action taken. Debs, what you up to? Looks like you've just helped Dominic squeeze himself a ways away towards the nearest sigil that you know of. What do you do?
Felt my extra chill. It's my turn now.
Remember to take a point of damage from being drained.
Yeah, I took that.
Cool.
Have we located all? No, there's still more sigils left.
There are definitely still more sigils left.
Is there anything that will just give me just a tiny bit more height? I want to jump up onto something, look around, and try and find more sigils.
Yeah, you could stand on some rubble to give yourself a little bit more height. I mean, you're big in the first place, and these are utility tunnels. You know, they're regular hallways, so they're maybe 9 feet tall max.
Yeah, I'd hop onto a rock, not too big a hop, because you said 9 foot. I might bang my head.
Yeah, don't bang your head. But you hop on.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take in the surroundings and see if I can see any more of those glows.
Sure.
Big sister.
You're looking out, sure.
I'm looking out there, and I'm using my height as well. And I mean, in the Shadow of Giants again. Or is that might be stretching it? Maybe just stick with Big Sister.
Yeah, it's a stretch. I will allow it if you give me another anecdote about your mom and dad.
Oh.
And if you don't have one, then it's just a +1, and it's fine.
I'm gonna take a plus. I'm just gonna take +1 this time.
Does anybody want to kick her some teen pool?
Sure, she take it.
All right.
I think I'll just yell at the ghosts, the whites, maybe, so they won't. So they
give me that moment of.
Yeah, exactly. A moment that you can get up on whatever you're climbing on.
Sure.
So that becomes a +2.
Yeah.
So
It's just this. This is yoga, baby, and that distracts the white.
Sure. Cool. All right. So give it a roll. Benign. It's a good, respectable roll.
Yeah.
All right. So you're sort of expanding your visible horizons, looking past, taking a moment to not focus so much on the whites and the combat, which is asking a lot sometimes. And let me, here's my little decision-making coin. Love it. All right. And way up ahead, you see a little glow. Actually, it's on the ceiling of something. It's probably a sigil. It's the same color as the rest of them have been. And also a little bit past it, just visible in the gloaming light, you can see kind of a shimmer of this strange transparent surface, and a little metal W, and a little metal I, and a little metal G, and a little metal L seems to be floating just right in the center of the hallway. We're not sure what's up with that.
Yeah.
Uh,
There would definitely be a moment of Deb's just confused face and just little quietly saying, "Wiggle."
Yep. And with
Um,
that, let's take a brief bio break. All right. So after Debs declares her confused wiggle, and of course she's also spotted a third sigil on the ceiling near whatever apparition that is. Philip, what you up to?
Well, this is a new round, so let me remove another hit point.
Thank you.
And so did the little big man, was he able to take out the sigil, the second sigil, or did we just see the wiggle bits?
So that's actually an important point. So Dominique got himself in position to see sigil number 1 has been smashed. Sigil number 2 is being guarded over by Urfel, and Dominique is there. And the result of Dominique's role was to like get there safely in one piece. And then a third sigil has been found on the ceiling. There's probably a fourth sigil, hint, hint, that you have not found yet. But Dominique should be able to take care of the sigil that's in front of him. Dominic should be able to take care of the sigil that's in front of him with his turn this round.
Okay, so I feel Dom can do the sigil in front of him. And we still have 3 goes. So I don't know. Like, what's closest to me that I can interact with?
Yeah, there's actually there are still 3 ghosts. One of them has just sort of reincorporated itself, and it looks confused, right? It's going to spend this round being like, duh, before figuring out exactly which one of you it wants to nibble on forever.
Nice. Okay. Well,
There's at least some benefit to you guys knocking one out.
realizing that killing one doesn't kill it, but that the sigil is the only key, then trusting that Dom can do to take care of the sigil identified, I think I'm going to investigate the WIGLE stuff that we saw and see if I can figure out what that means.
All right. What's your approach? What you doing?
I'll move closer to it, adjusting my glasses. Oh, WIGL, this, is it an anagram, an acronym? I wonder whatever it could mean.
So as you approach, you get closer, you see like those letters are kind of floating in the air. There's also kind of a brick floating in the air in the hallway in front of you as you step forward. And then there's a workplace safety poster, and it's particularly Xcrawl flavored too, right? That's kind of crumply looking, and like it's like it's melting around the edges, and there's like this melted out patch in the center floating in the air. As you approach, so let's form a roll for you.
Okay. I think I am excellent with exams. This is testing my knowledge of
Sure.
what this might stand for. And I think I'm surprisingly clever about this. I used to work crossword
What's a
puzzles.
surprisingly clever thing that you do here in this?
I worked dungeon themed crossword puzzles, and I have created a fair number of them back when I used to work part-time at the Long Island Wizards
So-
Academy.
So maybe WIGL is like, maybe it's draconic.
Maybe it is draconic.
Maybe
Maybe it's not even a WIG or L, but there are sigils that look akin to this.
special rooms. All right. So that's two tags that you've brought in. Do you want to try to jaw your way into something else? Does anybody want to give him some teamwork?
Kind of stuck.
I would take some. Cobra's right there, and I am enunciating what I'm trying to puzzle over.
Yeah, I can only help by wig L. Maybe it's an extra large wig.
I mean, you could help me with the power of yoga, I'm sure.
Okay, yeah, well, I'll help you with the power of yoga. I will tell you to, yeah, you know what, straighten your stance, push up your hips, just to help the blood flow to your brain. Sure thing,
right.
yoga always helps.
All
It
right.
always helps. Awesome.
All right.
So
So,
that is-
that's a 3, but I'm going to knock it down to 2.
Crap. Okay.
For reasons.
All right. Then I roll with a 3, so we'll subtract 1 from it. So I was all excited to click the
Oh,
button.
well,
I
good
did roll
news.
boxcars.
Yeah, you rolled boxcars, so it doesn't matter. I could wipe all of your bonuses out. Yeah. And you still totally nailed this. So you're talking to yourself and you're like, sort of, you straighten up, and you straighten up just in time. And there's this sort of bloop and this sort of jello sound. And you see this transparent plane kind of ripple in front of you, like somebody threw a rock into a pond, but sideways. And you almost walked into a gelatinous cube. That's the moment that you've just had, but you didn't. And that's an extremely good roll. So you know that the sigil's like right up above you. And you see one sigil pretty clearly. Well, what it's you like turn to look at Gildor as if to tell him, oh my God, I almost walked into a gelatinous cube. You hear stories about this. And in a side tunnel, you see the 4th sigil.
Okay.
Yeah. Tyler, what's something floating around inside of Wiggles besides the things I've already described?
I could see rattling dice.
Yep, there's somebody's dungeon battle dice set.
Oh man, Dungeon Battle Dice. I love that game.
Of course you do. Sabine, what's something that is floating around inside of Wiggles, the gelatinous cube right now?
It's a hat. It's a very nice, comfy looking hat. It has tassels. Very tasteful tassels. I like that. It's the color is a little faded and also a bit wrong, probably because the gelatinous cubes native coloring. But yeah, so it's a real nice hat.
Nice. There's also definitely a mug, right? Just floating around in it with some kind of quippy statement like, you don't have to be crazy to work here, but it helps. Debs or Alex, what's something that is floating around inside of Wiggles? The gelatinous
is
cube?
a big keychain of the janitor's keys.
Oh, janitor. Dang it.
Nice. Nice.
I'm sure the janitor's fine, but he's very inconvenienced.
Very good, very good. And lastly, Rich, what's something floating around inside of Wiggles, the gelatinous cube right now?
There is a perfectly, I don't understand why, because I thought in my studies the gelatinous cubes dissolved all organic material inside, but there is a roll of toilet paper just slowly floating in the air.
Amazing. All right.
Gelatinous cube, as he throws a hand in front of Gildor. Gelatinous cube, not a sigil, sigil.
And Wiggles is inching forward, and in about 10 minutes, Wiggles will probably eat the sigil that's on the ceiling. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, but still, I don't think we have 10 minutes because we're losing hit points like fast. I will subtract 1 right now, and then I will go up to the ceiling and get that sigil out because I can't walk on walls and stuff like that. I mean,
yeah, it's just a technique that you've got, so you can totally do that.
Your thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How are you striking out the sigil? What does this look like?
Oh, let me check.
I'm not even going to make you roll for it. Just so
but just let me check what I have on hand here. I don't think it Bushi. Oh, I have my yo-yo. Yeah, you know what? I'll stand on the ceiling and I get up my yo-yo because it is not. It's not a flimsy thing yo-yo. It's a serious yo-yo. It's not exactly a paddle yo-yo or something like that. That doesn't exist, but it's serious, right? So I'll just do 1 flip, 2 flips while I'm standing on the ceiling. And the third one, I'll really hit it with the yo-yo in the middle.
Nice. All right. In fact, actually, I think I do want to bring this to a roll. I know that I said that I wouldn't make
Sure.
you. You're gonna break the sigil. The stakes is retaliatory damage, and whether or not knocking out this sigil knocks out the corresponding white. So there's
Yeah, that's fair. So I think I'm standing in a pose because I'm standing on a ceiling and playing with my yo-yo. I mean, right?
That's pretty thematic. I think that's posy. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Okay.
This is definitely a gravity is more of a suggestion moment. Too.
Definitely. Yes, it is. So yeah, I think a +2 is fine.
Sounds good.
An 8.
All right, cool. So I think there's no retaliatory damage or additional challenge that results from this partial success. You don't KO the attached white, but one of them becomes vulnerable to death. Let's see here. Let's just roll a d6.
This is not a choice, right? This is not an either or, because I can't say I take out the white but take the retaliatory damage.
Correct.
Okay, pity.
But you've made one of the whites vulnerable to being permanently dissipated, which is going to come in handy. Next up is Dominic. I'm trying to practice here. So you've still got 2 whites who are very focused on you.
So I stopped being focused on Deb.
They've never been focused on Deb.
Oh, I thought Deb had moved over to me and was there when I said I cover me, but okay.
I mean, she's certainly trying to cover you. It's just that they're not paying attention to her in that way.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, I've got to do what I got to do regardless, though. So I'm going to smash the signal.
All right. Once again, same thing as I offered to Gildor. I think we should bring this to a roll to see if you knock out a white outright, or if there's some retaliatory damage involved. We'll figure this out.
Okie dokie. So I believe I'm pulling. What's the best thing I should do to smash it? I think I pull out my rapier and using the hilt kind of try to bring it down. Yeah.
I got something a little wrong. There's only one of them that is like little big man and little big man only. Because I think Deb's knocked one into temporary death, and it's flashing the 1p arcade light right now as it figures out who's going to play with it.
Gotcha.
So correction made. Sorry, continue.
Alrighty. And I will bring down the hilt of my blade to try and disrupt this signal.
All right.
And so I know one is coming at me, but I'm choosing to do this anyway. So no nuts, no glory, and white face baby face, or white hat baby face. So rolling with 2. Oh, that's
very
a 13.
good. It's a very good roll. So yeah, let's do this real quick. All right. You smash the sigil just as the one that's been zeroing in on you is just about to, he's about to get you, and permanently dissipates. That guy is toast. And like, you wait for a few breathy seconds to see if what happened to the last one that got knocked out, well, I mean, it's in response to a sigil getting smashed, so you're pretty confident that it's gone for good.
I think I got one, folks.
Great work.
You feel like a real hero right now, actually. It's pretty cool. Debs. What you up to?
I think Gildor was calling out one of them as being susceptible now, or at least in the chat.
Yes, one of them is susceptible to death right now. One of them is kind of stunned and doesn't really have a target yet. So the one that's vulnerable to death could be either.
Well, I'm perched on my slightly higher spot from taking in the advantage. I'm going to just hammer to one side for a second to take out my other type of hammer, my throwing one.
Nice.
I'm going to just, if anyone's in the path, I will, duck, and then
all right.
hammer across the battlefield.
Excellent.
And that will require some dice.
Yes, let's create a pool. Let's see what happens.
So this is actually, no, this isn't the hammer that my dad gave, throwing hammer that my dad gave me. Obviously, this is my new one that doesn't break, but I definitely associate hammer throw with my dad.
All right.
So,
all right.
Dad. +1.
Just +1. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
7.
All right. That is just enough to bonk one of them. And sure enough, you were told in no uncertain terms that this throwing hammer was sturdy. It was going to last you hundreds of throws, and it looks just fine. it even lands like handle up,
Ooh.
right? And I think you've probably, well, you've only had it for a day. Have you spent any time like training with it or testing it or anything?
No, I mean,
Not really.
just I've given it the kind of, they're tossing it in the air, catching it, giving that a little bit of feel for the balance and the weights, but not really taking it out for a proper throw.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. Well, you're getting used to each other and that worked out nicely. Did you take an HP loss for your drain?
I didn't, not yet, no.
All right. Please do. And then we're going to bring things around to Philip. Philip, you are right in front of Wiggles the gelatinous cube. It's done burbling for now. And so that transparency just, it's spooky how perfect it is. And it nudges towards you at a snail's pace. It's not going to reach you this round, even if you're only 6 inches away.
Good. I had seen another sigil in the hallways that past Wiggles.
It's in a little
Or is-
cross path.
Okay.
So you'll be out of the immediate line of sight of most of your friends if you go after it.
Okay.
But
It sounds like a trap. Or for trap. Which means I'm running right. I'm going for it.
you're running right
There's a
for it.
sigil over here. I've got it. And
All right.
I think I'm just gonna pull out my combat flashlight and whack it a couple times. That's my
All right.
plan.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's see how this goes for you. As per usual, our stakes here are, failure, retaliatory damage, really good success, so a white dies immediately. Regular success, you've made the white vulnerable to death and things are all right.
Okay. And I assume draining is still taking effect, so I lose
Draining is
another
still
hit point?
taking effect. Yep.
Dadgum. I have no tags that help here. Can I? Oh my goodness. I was so proud of our teamwork pool. And it seems to have been.
Yeah.
That stinks.
You're
Is
rolling
it
straight.
Use one all the same. Heck, we got 3.
all right?
Yeah, go ahead. use
All right.
team.
I'm burning one
That's-
to get a
Good.
mini.
All right. Let's see that roll.
Woof.
Hey, all right.
An 8.
Excellent. Then congratulations. All of the whites remaining are now vulnerable to being permadeathed. That is the close of that situation. Gildor.
Yeah, I'm not really happy with Philip running away out of line of sight, right? So I will I can leave quite a long way. So I'll just cast push myself off the ceiling, do a little flip, and then stand somewhere where I can see the rest and see him, ideally.
Ideally. All right. You find sort of a kitty corner position, or catty corner, depending on what region you're from. And it's
We don't have that in my country, so that doesn't matter.
cool. Hopefully though you get my meaning.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, cool. Good. I don't have to explain catty corner.
No.
That's good. It puts you uncomfortably close to the gelatinous cube, but it's so much slower than you. Who cares?
Mhm.
And you can do that without a roll. You have a nice view of
Mhm.
Philip. You have a nice view of Dom and
Is there some sort of assess the situation, or then losing another hit point? Is there a way of some role I can use to assess the situation and maybe?
there sure is. I would love for you to put together some kind of assess the situation.
Oh yeah, that's not what I'm good at. So I think the one is that I like my team. That I'm looking out for them, that's probably the one that is helpful here.
Sure.
I was looking mysterious for the camera is not very, no.
No. This isn't really even a strong imagined camera moment.
No, it's true. I'm just standing there. Oh, but it's an 11.
But it's an 11. All right.
Good at standing there.
Yep. So the white that had previously been stunned and sort of awaiting something to animate it again has decided to go after Debs. So you spot that. What else do you spot that's pretty handy? I think that you spot an intact, like you are here, utility tunnels map.
Nice.
Which could come in handy shortly.
Okay.
So that's the things that you see. Is there anything else? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna add to the teamwork pool. And in fact, I'm gonna add a couple more to the teamwork pool because a couple of you have been rolling crits. And I have an option to just add to the teamwork pool when crits happen. So behold, you've been regenerating team this whole time. Sorry about that, guys.
I will call out to Debs that if she hasn't seen it. I mean, if she's noticed it, I won't, but because that would be, or maybe I will. Come on.
Let's say that Debs hasn't noticed it because I want you to have that feeling that you're helping.
Yeah, I will call out something dramatic. Debs, there is an undead creature of there's an undead abomination behind you.
What? Oh,
And it, does the thing like all undead abominations like to do. And now, Debs, it's your turn. What you up to? What you doing?
I go down to 15 HP. The keyboard responds, yeah. And white in my face. And
but the good news is, once you kill it, you've killed it.
excellent. By the way, I've taken damage this round, so
Yeah.
I will be doing +2 damage
Nice.
with whatever I do.
Mhm. Getting mad.
I had put that hammer down to throw the other hammer. It's right in my face, as you said. I'm gonna headbutt it.
All right.
Ooh, nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see you do it. Headbutting seems pretty orky.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's a dad thing.
All right. Now
Um,
I'm gonna tax you
oh,
here. Tell me a brief anecdote about a time your dad headbutted someone.
Oh, that wasn't in the Xcrawl. Yeah.
But there was a camera involved?
Yeah, that was this was, I think, after they kind of gone to take a break from Xcrawl for a while, but mandatory in the company's eyes, caught doing something wrong. It's the had a holiday planned all along type situation. Reporters turned up. I remember was a kid, and yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
The guy, the reporter, he was not taking no for an answer, was not leaving, and yeah.
They're pushy. They're real pushy. I mean,
Yeah.
you gotta, rough. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Broken nose, one broken nose later, and a few minutes to wake up, and then he left.
Sensible.
Yeah.
excellent. All right. So that tag is in and justified. Anything else that you're pulling in?
They are in the shadow of a giant. in the Shadow Giants?
Sure, I'll let it happen.
Okay. I was ready for that one to be denied because that felt strenuous at best, but you said yes, and I'm going to click roll.
It's late in the encounter. I let you get away with more stuff to let this trend towards completion.
Yeah.
So
Did that roll?
Yeah, it did.
Yes, I just got a
Yeah.
7 again.
all right, so that's 3 damage. So it is substantially harmed, but not down yet, and it will deal you back 2 damage in return.
Nice. I'm assuming. That's right.
Yeah, it's like an ice cream headache, but
Yeah.
worse.
Ooh.
It sucks.
Oh,
Philip.
brain freeze.
Oh. What you doing? Urfel has, in the meantime, returned to you in his usual mind the legs, climbing you procedure.
Perfect. That's my guy.
Maybe he's got a long rope belt rope. Just for this purpose, once Urfel gets up the boots, he can get to the rope.
That's
It
cool.
saves your legs and your bits.
Very thoughtful of him. I think it's time to use some magic fire. Burn, baby, burn one of these ghosts. By the way, you said the draining happens until
you receive, until you heal it.
Until I heal it. I see.
Yep.
Okay.
Any kind of quality healing will stop the drain.
Gotcha. Well, luckily we snacked some potions, so I will be quaffing that. But we need to squash this threat first.
These
So I'm
guys are
gonna-
still dangerous.
yeah, exactly. I can't goof around. So I'm going to transfer some heat and magically try to burn these things. I assume that might, because it's magic fire. So hopefully, let's see.
They are not immune to your magic fire. They
I
do not
will
have that ability.
find the spell to solve the problem. And
All right.
yeah, I think that's it. I think
Okay.
That's all I've got.
Roll it with a +1. Unless somebody wants to kick some team your way.
Don't know how you can help you with doing magic. I mean,
You need some heat. How about these guns? I don't know.
I mean, I could try to get you a little heat, but I think that's the wrong kind of heat.
Is it ever?
Whatever
All right,
inspires the fire.
I mean, there's kissing key, but that's maybe a little too hot for this.
Oh,
This might also be more distracting than helping.
it's true.
Probably.
It might maybe future
Okay.
fights.
Future
I'll
fight.
roll with the +1. Hopefully that'll be, oh yes. Yay, we didn't have to burn a team, and I got a mixed result.
Mixed result. Excellent. Then you deal some damage to it. It will deal 2 damage to you. It is on its last legs. They are,
Ooshed.
both of the remaining whites are basically 1 hit left in them.
Can I take out the one that just hit Philip, please? I will try. At least I will try.
Yeah,
It's me.
Yeah, this is pretty straightforward. I will flow like the water, rush like the wind. And, I think I like my team. So I think I'm rolling +2 here.
I like it.
So let's see how that goes. It's an 8. So 3 damage.
All right.
And
That
I think
wrecks it. So
And I think I take 2, right? Jen?
I'm gonna say that you kill it and it doesn't get
Okay.
to retaliate.
Okay.
I'm perfectly happy wrapping this up in that fashion. So next up, Dom. There's one white left. It's vulnerable to death.
All
Death
right.
it.
I think I'm going to rush forward and with a flourish of my rapier, since I already had it out,
Mhm.
I will leap in and strike at it.
All right, let's see how that goes.
Yeah. Let's see. No nuts, no glory to charge in. Fighting flashy and heroing with style. Those sound like good ones.
I like it.
And as I come flying in, I say, y'all really never stood a ghost of a chance.
That's terrible. Take it, +3. Oh, that pun's gonna
Got a 9.
watch over me while I sleep.
With my roll, does it happen to be taller, bigger than me?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So with my rapier, I'll use the 4. I get +1 for the it being larger, so that's 5.
All right. You vape it. It does not get to do retaliatory damage.
Woohoo!
It is slain. Alas. And now you are in the peaceful, again, tunnels. Wiggles, the gelatinous cube, has moved an additional inch. You can
And-
hear some scrabbling.
Are we
Okay.
still losing hit points?
You are still losing hit points.
Okay,
However,
so down to 9.
the scale of timing is gonna dilate a little bit. But drink some healing potions, guys.
Yeah.
Rich, you're
I'm-
muted.
Mind the Cuban. We need to heal.
Yeah, I'll throw back a healing potion. I can try to heal folks with magic, but you might be better off with the healing potion. It's might be safer. And it's a D4 gen, is that correct?
Let me paw around and look at the 1d4 + 1.
And will it stop the drain?
Yes. Any competent healing will stop the drain.
The
maxed.
once per short, when is a short rest happening now in the kind of
Whenever you think and are correct, it's a little bit of a nebulous situation there.
Am I
Whenever you
correct
think or are
now?
correct, that you have about 10 uninterrupted peaceful minutes to do something. I would not count right now as a short rest.
Okay.
There's
I've
still
only
a
got the
chil-
one healing potion, so if you could try to help me out here, Dominic, I would be rather grateful.
Absolutely.
I will help you out by redirecting my chi, so it will be more amenable to what you're
And
doing.
the healing potion was 1d4?
Plus
1d4
1.
+ 1.
1d4 plus 1.
And it sounds like Gildor is kicking a team to Dominic for the magical
Yeah.
healing roll. Smart.
Yeah.
Uh,
I will, I think it's probably white hat baby face to heal.
definitely.
I don't know if I've got anything else to go with.
Do you have any bedside manner that you hit Gildor with as you engage in the healing?
I think as I get close, Gil, have faith. It's gonna be fine. And I will put on my big, brightest smile of confidence despite my worries.
All right.
Okay, so rolling +3. Ooh, that's not too bad, I don't think.
No, that's not bad at all.
It's a 9, giving me +3. So
Yeah.
so giving me 12. And with a 12 on my big healer, you healed them equal to your lowest D6 plus aptitude.
Aptitude would be the positive modifier that you rolled with.
All right. So that would be plus, that would give you 7.
All right.
And I'm healed up. And
And you're healed up?
And I knew my faith was well placed, Dominic. Thank you very much.
You're very, very welcome.
All right. Everybody who has received healing should check the magical or mundane healing box as the case requires and remove draining from your injury tags or wherever you have noted it.
I've gulped down a potion.
Good, good.
We both, if I recall correctly, ask because I didn't note it. We each took 2 potions with us, or am I misremembering?
I took
I
2.
Yeah, I said that you could take as many as 2 potions each with you into this dungeon.
I definitely did that.
Good. And yeah, Gildor, if you would like to just have an additional potion in your pocket.
No, it's fine. I just forgot. I just
Okay.
I was taught not to be greedy with stuff.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
Because you don't do that. That was on the show.
That's what
That
the
was a
nouveau
big-
riche do.
That was a big no-no on the show. So
Oh, okay. Okay.
no, don't be greedy. Because if you're greedy, you get dropped into the pit of unimaginable horror.
Oh,
Okay. Okay, it was just a pit filled with mud and you looked a bit silly, but that's what it was called.
Maybe it's a muddy ball pit.
Yeah, exactly.
And then somewhere in the bottom is like a portrait of your mother-in-law in Lexan or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something
yeah.
like that. I don't know.
Mhm.
Just at the bottom of the mud pit is your greatest fear. Anyway. That's a fun, dumb moment. Thank you, Sabine. Anyways, you are there in the tunnels. Gildor has found an intact map of the tunnels. Wiggles is a problem, but without other things creating urgency for you, it's not hostile. It's not going to suddenly start wiggling at you at 2 inches around. Oh no. But it is an impediment to your travels. But like I said, yeah, you can probably figure out ways to manipulate it, as was probably done to get it in here, because this ain't where it's supposed to be. So what do you do? What does the scene look like as you've healed yourselves up and need to figure out where to go next? What is your choice? You have options, honestly. You have a handful. You have 3 places that you can go to from here. You can go through the tunnels and tools section of the dungeon to get into the gallery. So that's one. You can hustle your way into an employee break room and see if you can't barricade it for a little bit and take a short rest. Or you can go to the control room, and it is your choice. I leave the floor to you.
control
Prince,
room
I
was our option earlier,
Yes.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
control room was where we wanted to go.
Now, choosing one doesn't mean that you can't choose another later, but your next move is one of those 3.
Rich, did you heal yourself, or you healed?
Yes, I quaffed a potion. Sorry, I rolled and did terribly. I rolled a 1 on a d4, 25% chance, but that's 2 hit points and it did stop the draining.
Good. Okay.
So thank you for checking.
Well, I mean, unless we feel like we really need to rest, we probably should try to get to that control room. Even if we need rest, maybe get there and hole up there while we look around and get a breather.
Yeah, we don't know how many. We don't want the dungeon to fill up past the point where we can do anything about it.
Yes, the control room is definitely where our next point of objective should be. If we could secure it, then perhaps someone from the staff could be Overwatch for us. At the very least, we can have a look-see at what we are about to face.
Great. And you know the way?
I do. I remember it from my tour.
Excellent.
It's on this map.
Cool. Let us go.
Griff just wanted to brag about the tour again. Not that it matters to you guys, but he's like, yeah.
We just like nod, like, yeah, okay, yeah, the tour.
Yeah, thanks for your tour. Yeah, it's totally not a big deal to Debs. You've probably been behind the scenes most of your life. Cool. Let's head for the control room.
Dope. Sorry, I was talking on mute. Debs, how many backroom spaces of dungeons have you been in? Is it like you've lost count? Is it only a handful for like daddy daughter day and then later mommy daughter day, I suppose?
Oh, I mean, I think, have I actually been in that many backstage ones with the whole, disgrace thing? Like, her turning up is definitely fairly solid proof that her parents
Yeah, you
had got
were.
together.
Yeah, when you were alive, that was sort of the decline of your parents' career.
I mean, I wouldn't have been in any of the big ones. It would have been the kind of the small town circuit,
Yeah. So stuff
where they would like balance out the disgrace against these were big names, so
right. They're still a
We'll
draw
take
for
them.
us. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. And while we're talking about backstage experiences, Gildor, like what kind of backstage experiences, not your own, have you had?
Yeah, I guess my elven dad yonder, he'll love to drag me to the show.
Did you
Right.
ever meet a celebrity that you thought
I
was cool?
met, I mean, no. Yes and no. I met a lot of celebrities, but I was pretty jaded even at a very young age.
Okay.
Because when you're 5 or 6, you're not that impressed, right? And then later on, I was never that impressed. And at one point, my human father, put his foot down and said, "Yeah, no, this needs to stop. This kid can always go on your show. And yes, he's cute, and I know the audience loves him, but he needs to have a real life." So
he seems to hate it, and also he's got school tomorrow.
Yeah, it's not true. Gildor didn't precisely hate it.
Okay.
It was just sometimes it was work and it was boring. Sometimes you had to sit still, you had to smile, be cute. Sure, everybody was nice to him, but sometimes he wanted to do something else, just some, just some hang around with some other kids and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you heard way too many things about car leases before you were 20. It's just so dull. So dull.
Yeah, after a certain point, you couldn't just eat these chocolate frogs anymore. Just everybody thought I loved them. I didn't.
Oh, that's always the worst. And Dominic, while we're on the subject of fun backstage experiences that you might be able to connect even tangentially to the one you're having now, what's one of your most interesting backstage experiences, either with Xcrawl or with the music scene?
I think that there is a moment when Dominic was invited to one of the big awards. We'll say something like the Grammys, as somebody's +1. And as he's there and people are getting their awards, Brian Eno walks up and says, "I've heard of you." And Dominic's eyes grow wide and he's like, "Really? Doing Xcrawls?" And goes, "Oh, you do that as well as the music?" and walks off.
So you couldn't get your feet to touch the ground for days after that, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Cool. Thank you. Thank you everyone for indulging me. Just sort of snapped into my mind after Griffin's tasteful and to the point boast. It's totally true that he's been here backstage already and that's actually extremely handy. And you do with the aid of the map, because all of the destruction that's been through here has made it more difficult to navigate, but with your experience and having this all together, you navigate safely towards the control room as you pick your way through the tunnels and double back as you find, you know, a collapsed area here and there. Maybe you even mark off a couple of points on the map as you go, right, with a big Sharpie. You see that there are some giant ants that have started to populate the area. It seems like there's some sporified substance that's been painted on the walls here and there or the floor, and the ants are they're different colors too, and it's pretty easy to figure out if you're interested, but it's also not story important. This is just flavor. But they are building barricades in some areas or tearing down walls in others, based on whatever paste has been placed on there. But they're non-hostile. They don't really attack unless you provoke them. They're big and they're quite strong, but they're basically just here to build barricades and chew on things as you pick your way through. Seems like this was a relatively well-equipped, well-thought-out raid, honestly, the more you pass through and think about it. And then you hit the doors of the control room themselves, and the doors are thick. And Philip, you know, and you're welcome to share with your teammates, that the doors into this control room and most DJ control rooms, and quite frankly, most utilitarian spaces like no-go doors, are actually pretty powerfully reinforced, right? Because dungeons contain monsters, and many of those monsters are either unintelligent or intelligent enough to be trouble, right? They are not necessarily either intelligent enough or interested in being trained to not break down these doors if they're made out of matchsticks and glue and spit and interior design. So this is a thick, heavy steel door. The number pad is present to the side, and to the side, by that I mean smashed and on the floor. They have definitely been through here and done something. But I think, who among you has any kind of simple electrical knowledge? Because I don't really want to make getting into this room some kind of obstacle that you have to waste time rolling dice on.
It's what type of knowledge?
Electrical.
Electrical.
Or have you ever hot-wired a car?
I don't know about that. I do have a thief's kit with me, or a lockpicking kit with me.
Okay, so you move forward and you're like, but then you see, wait a minute, it was smashed like this so that they could get in without the key code that we have. So if I just reconnect the pin pad and then punch in the key code, it should work. And there's something in your thieves kit that lets you do that without getting electrocuted, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Little strip of rubber or
Mhm.
something, and you're like,
leather wrapped for your tools, sort of
Mhm.
thing. Yeah.
mhm. And so you manage that, and the door slides to the side, smooth its oiled operation, unimpeded by any of the chaos. And inside, it's pretty dark, but it is lit to useful visibility by dozens of screens. Some of them are only showing like the white and gray static patterns of no input. And hulking in the central console chair is this orc in this nice, thick, well-kept armor. The armor of somebody with high position. And he turns to you and goes, I thought it might be trouble that the utility tunnel cameras weren't working any longer.
Does he say that?
Good morning, Deborah. No, he says it in common. And it's your uncle, Heberak, your dad's brother. They haven't talked in over a decade. Behind Heberak, sort of sitting at other consoles, are a handful of drow. And they observe you. And I want one response line from you, and then we're gonna call it on the cliffhanger there.
Oh. I think it's not funny or that dramatic, but I think it's the thing that Debs would say. Is like, does Dad know you're here?
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
The twist.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I've got that noted down so that I can pick things up next session. But we're gonna close it here. I realize that I don't have a loot fountain for you today. My apologies, but I am perfectly happy giving you all 2 XP for this delightful adventure. And then I'm gonna step to the side for just a second and grab a pad of paper, and then we can do stars and wishes. Very cool. So that's the end of this session. I've had a good time, but before we go for real, I'd like to do some stars and wishes, and I'd like to start with Tyler. Stars, what you got?
Obviously the twist was marvelous, but I enjoyed the different tactics we went on, and I think probably the highlight is Griff hurling his little friend to find a rune and him waving to get attention. I thought that was very fun, very cute.
Excellent.
And as far as wishes go, I'm just really interested to see the family drama. I'm all about that.
Excellent. Thank you. The next up, Rich. Stars and wishes.
Oh, we're doing and wishes? I thought it was just stars. So we should probably circle back if Tyler, did you have any wishes?
That was
I wished.
Oh,
You wished.
sorry. I missed it.
No, that's
That's
why
right.
we're
Definitely
doing it
drama.
this way.
It was a
Yeah.
very quick wish. Cool. Stars. I have never been on the player side of like a fighting, flirting scenario, and it's really fun to see. So thank you, Sabine. Star to you for the stepping to as Gildor and the team ups and the like. That's very fun. I will second the star to Jen for the massive hard move of yeah, and an orc is in the control room. I did not expect that. I did not at all. That was great. Loved. Really enjoyed some of the questions that let us expand the world, even though we're in the middle of a dungeon. And Tyler, the Dom's at the Grammys bit was just great. Oh, and I am always a sucker for dad issues in RPGs. So thank you, Alex, for filling that niche. Those are the stars. Wish. So I had this thought about the tags and this like I feel guilty hitting the same tag over and over. And I know, Jen, you've as dungeon judge like quash those down, but there's a part of me that was like, I wonder if maybe there could be something mechanically that says you can only use the same tag every other like test, or I don't know, something that makes it a little less, you've got to no, Rich, you can't use this one tag that you wrote relatively broad and can use all the time whenever you're doing magic. Or if I should rewrite my tags I don't know. There's just a part of me that feels guilty.
Yeah,
you know?
I hear you. For me, like the control valve for that is, having you present some information to the class, which maybe I should have made you do more this session. I know that I focused that technique a lot on devs this session, but definitely could have pointed more of it at you.
I guess. I mean, I mostly backed off on using the same tag more than once when I saw what you did the devs. I thought, oh, okay, I'll not cheese it. Okay, so that's.
Sorry, I'm gonna sneeze real quick.
Oh God.
The feeling goes back and forth. I'm like, it's going away. Oh, it's coming back. It's going away. It's coming back.
Those are the best, right? The like sneeze that won't make up his mind. Yep, love those.
So the other control valve for that is simply saying, I think you've used that enough this scene.
Okay.
So I will think on it. I will exhort you of the opportunity to rewrite a couple of your tags if you feel like it again.
That's fair.
I know that historically that doesn't happen a lot. I don't have a lot of mechanical ideas for that. I'll noodle on it.
Okay.
I think that keeping track of every other round you can use this tag becomes really burdensome.
That's a fair point. That is a very fair point.
I hear where you're coming from. There's certainly also, I mean, one of the strengths and also kind of the weaknesses of Vagabonds generally, not just this hack of the game, is that a lot of the game resides in that negotiation and that back and forth about tags. So sometimes it's going to feel great and be like, oh, it's like I'm playing old school D&D, but without all of the extra crust that I don't want. And sometimes it's going to be like, I'm using the same tag all the time. Oh no, I made a tag that was basically my role. Oops. It doesn't feel as interesting as you do it all the time.
Right. Okay.
Even if you were comfortable cheesing it like that, I think that it would still feel kind of dull.
Yeah, I'm cheesing it. Cheese is cheese. Okay. That's a fair response. Yeah. That was my main wish, was just a thought along those whole the tag thing. So thank you.
Yeah, like I said, I'll think on it. And if I come up with something good, I'll let you know.
Cool.
So thank you for the feedback, Rich. I appreciate it. And Sabine, stars and wishes.
Yeah, stars all around. This was a fun session. This was a fun fight. Thank you for all the funny whites and I love the pop up of the gelatinous cube wiggle. That was really nice, especially with these, there are letters moving, and I was like, huh? What? I don't know. Maybe I didn't pay attention what's going on, but I love this. I love the cube. I also love the way that you ask all these questions about backgrounds. That was fun. I go to wishes in a sec, but I want to push up some stars again. Before that, I liked all the characters and what they did to destroy these whites, and I like that Deborah being a bit more strategic, actually, than just smashing stuff. That was nice to see. And of course, that twist in the end, but that has been called out. Wish I would like to shine a spotlight maybe a little more on Dominic's and Philip's background, because we know a bit about Deborah and we know about Gildor, where they're coming from, but I think Dominic and especially Philip are a bit of a blank slate, and I would like to know more about them. I mean, not Dominic, that we have a bit of him, but Philip was at magic school and he learned there, and that's it. That's nice, but I would like to know. I'm
fair.
Curious. I'm curious about.
Okay.
And how did he meet Urfel anyway? And this Urfel, has he anything to do with Earth? No, forget it. That was a joke for it. That was a Star Wars joke for it. I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah, those are. Oh, and another wish I have. A lot of wishes. I'm curious to see Gildor be confronted about his prejudices towards Drow, because I feel that as a half elf, he grew up with a lot of stuff about that is underground, and they worship evil spider goddesses and eat their own children and stuff like that. And I'm curious to see what happens when we meet some actual Drow.
All right. So this feedback is going to lead me. I know we're out of game, but we've got plenty of time, so I'm going to wallow in it. So first of all, Sabine, tell me something prejudicially that Gildor thinks about Drow. You're muted.
I've tried to unmute myself, but my mouse button didn't like me. So what I think they all worship sort of spider goddess. That's what I've been told, right? They worship spider goddesses, and they have some very they do sacrifice. They sacrifice people to spider goddesses, and yeah, that's what I've heard. And I don't know how much about that is true, but I think that at least the whole sacrifice stuff, that is true. Probably they don't eat their own children. I don't think that's true, really, but who knows, right? I mean, we're in smoke and stuff like that. Yeah.
Got it.
Is that cool? Because I know we have a thing with racism, I think. Do we? Let me check the Lines and Veils tab here.
The want, will, won't.
Yeah.
So cannibalism is off the table.
Yeah.
But
we don't have.
But human or living sentient sacrifice is not off the table unless somebody's like, no, right now.
Yeah, that's why I'm checking.
I'm cool with it. I think that it more falls along the lines of the classic D&D tropes, right?
Yeah.
And we're pushing against it.
Yeah,
right,
I mean,
right.
that might not be true. I hope it's not.
And even if that was something that your character believed, I think that would still be fine, as long as it's something that doesn't actually happen.
Exactly.
So cool. I am satisfied with that. And following up again on one of Sabine's points of feedback that kind of been in my mind. Philip, is Long Island Wizards Academy like a good wizard school, or is it sort of like the ITT Tech of wizard school? You can tell me.
I mean, I think it is like a state school in the South or the Midwest not really known for making the greatest wizards, but perhaps known more for a particular sport that isn't X-crawling that Philip didn't participate in. So imagine saying you are a graduate from a SEC school that is known to have an incredibly good football team. But does that mean that their particular agricultural degrees are a higher note? No, you've just heard of the school.
I'll have you know that MSU's agricultural degrees have a certain amount of powerful cachet, or at least
Yes.
they have a good program. They also have an excellent geology program, but you hear about their football team a lot. Okay, cool. Happy to hear about that, she says as she lays another Post-it on the desk. All right, thank you so much for the extra time. Thank you, Alex, for your patience. Now that I've got your attention, what are your stars and your wishes?
I mean, a lot of dittos, and yes, me too. I really loved the cost of getting a tag that was like, "Is this okay?" Being anecdotes. I want to see that used against everyone all the time. I want. Oh, I'm doing. No, that's time to move on to wishes. Stars. I loved Tyler's Dominic's little. I just said the word a while ago and I've forgotten it. Anecdotes. Yeah, I loved his anecdotes. I like the continuing Gildor rushing to Griff's aid. That felt like a recurring theme of the session. Anything that has not been taken already. A big ditto to everything.
Cool.
Wishes. I know everyone else has said it, but yes, that twist of the uncle, I was completely blindsided. I was
So
totally like expecting orcs, but not.
I was a little worried that this was going to be a little
Relation.
expected. You know, I signposted it a little bit and I was like, okay, let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like, oh, you've hinted at, oh, orcs are going to turn up. That felt like a given. It was a familial connection was totally blindsiding me.
Cool.
And Deb's as well by her.
Excellent.
Very
Any
long
other
silence before coming up with something to say. And wishes. I want to see some like quiet moments for Gildor and Griffin too. And I'll ditto I would like to see some more little tidbits of backstory for Griffin and his schooling, and also Dominic and his career.
All right, noted. Thank you very much. I think I'm going to try to push it that next session is going to be our last one for this mini campaign. I think that there's some momentum coming up for kind of a B-side game, and we might want to work on something new, slotting in long term. I also think that post this twist being confronted, that anything after that isn't really going to have a whole lot of impact, which is not a bad thing at all. It's just that I don't want us to circle the drain. I want the bang to be nice and big and bright, and not have to wave sprinklers around after that. So if we need a little more time, I'm happy to run 2 more sessions of this, but I think that next session being the finale is going to be good. I need to work on this last conflict a little bit. I think that it's coming together. I kind of envisioned it like a couple weeks ago as being kind of a man in the room confrontation where you are mostly talking, and trying to handle things that way, which I think would appeal to you guys as a team of players, if not a team of characters. Cool. So I just want to sort of preface that and be like, there's going to be some enemies in the room and they're going to have some mechanics attached to them, but I hope to engage those as little as possible because the actual threat and challenge is this other thing, this pivotal conversation. So cool. Glad to have the buy-in. I had a lot of fun running this session as per usual. I'm learning a lot about my hack and the way that this game works overall, and it is delightful to see its successes and interesting to see its failures. So that's good. Stars from me to y'all. I think that is both a preference and a statement. I think that everybody played their characters to the hilt this session. I saw a lot of fun interaction and cooperation. I loved seeing Gildor step in and White Knight for his crush multiple times throughout this fight. I loved everyone's reaction to the gelatinous cube, especially Phillips, because he almost walked into it. That was amusing to me in no small amount, I should say. I love everyone's tolerance for me being like, I know that we're in the middle of a fight right now, but tell me a random thing about yourself. That's a technique that I enjoy breaking out. And also because I have the ADHD, sometimes my brain is like, ask them a question about this right now. I want to know. Why do you want to know, brain? It's not important why, just tell me. That was quite good. I liked the way that this combat played out, even though it was a bit more complicated than some previous combats. This was technically a challenge room where the challenge was sort of discovering the way out and how to stop the whites from haunting you into a direction that you don't want to go. So that was cool. I liked the way that everybody worked together to confront that problem. Some wishes. Crap, I had some things that I had thought of and now they're gone.
Well, if it comes back to you, Jen, just throw it at us in the Slack.
I got it.
Oh, good.
Yes, I wish for a few more possibilities for you guys to bond with each other or have those quiet moments. Might end up being in epilogue scenes, but that's fine. More sort of scenes where you are interplaying with one another in a more social way. This session was great. I'm not saying that you didn't do enough of that. I'm saying that this was really action oriented and worked great. But I want to see more of the social. And I hope that I can bring together the motivations so that they are logical and challenging and interesting and have more depth than me and bad man come take stuff. I think that I've done that, but I'm going to have to see if I've made it credible. So that's something that I wish for next session. Any other big wishes? No, I just I'm looking forward to the next session of this with y'all, and I wish that this game ends on a wonderful high note.
So do I. Jen, thanks for DJing for us another session of Vagabonds of Xcrawl.
Of
And
course.
thanks everybody for playing. Anyone who's watching, we appreciate it. And any feedback you have is always welcome. We'll bring the recording to a close here.